students. Today we're going to read a book called Jamaicas Find. It was written by Juanita Havill and illustrated by Sibley O'Brien. So Juanita wrote the words. She's the author. Anne did all the pictures and illustrations. She's the illustrator. And the title, the name of the book, is Jamaicas Find. We've read other books about Jamaica. Let's read this one to find out more about Jamaica. Jamaica's Find by Juanita Havill. When Jamaica arrived at the park, there was no one there. It was almost supper time, but she still had a few minutes to play. She sat in a swing, pushed off with her toes, and began pumping. It was fun not to have to watch out for the little ones who always ran in front of the swings. We don't ever want to run in front of swings. We'll get kicked in the head. Then she climbed up the slide. There was a red sock hat on the ladder step. Jamaica took it for a ride. She slid down so fast that she fell in the sand and lay flat on her back. When she rolled over to get up, she saw a stuffed dog beside her. It was a cuddly gray dog, worn from hugging. All over it were faded food and grass stains. Its button nose must have fallen off. There was a round white spot in its place. 2 black ears hung from its head. So what did she find at the park? 2 things. A red hat and a stuffed dog. Let's find out what she does with them. Jamaica put the dog in her bicycle basket. She took the hat into the park house and gave it to the young man at the counter. So she's turning it into the lost and found. When you find something, it's not yours. It was lost, so we give it to the lost and found. And then if you ever lose anything, you can go to the lost and found and you'll be able to find it because somebody that was honest turned it in. So what did she turn into the lost and found? The hat. The first thing her mother said when Jamaica came in the door was, "Where did that dog come from?" "The park. I stopped to play on the way home," Jamaica said. "I found someone's red hat, and I took it to the lost and found." "But Jamaica, you should have returned the dog too," said her mother. Then she said, "I am glad that you returned the hat." "It didn't fit me," Jamaica said. "Maybe the dog doesn't fit you either," her mother said. "I like the dog," said Jamaica. So why did she return the hat to lost and found but not the dog? The hat didn't fit her and she liked the dog. Is it okay to keep the dog? You're right, it is not okay to keep that dog. Why? "Don't put that silly dog on the table," Jamaica's brother said. "You don't know where it came from. It isn't very clean, you know," her father said. "Not in the kitchen, Jamaica," her mother said. Jamaica took the dog to her room. She could hear her mother say, "It probably belongs to a girl just like Jamaica." After dessert, Jamaica went to her room very quietly. She held the dog up and she looked at it closely. Then she tossed it on a chair. "Jamaica," her mother called from the kitchen. "Have you forgotten? It's your turn to dry the dishes." "Do I have to, Mother?" "I don't feel good," Jamaica answered. Jamaica heard the pots rattle. Then she heard her mother's steps. Her mother came in quietly, sat down by Jamaica, and looked at the stuffed dog, which lay alone in the chair. She didn't say anything. After a while, she put her arms around Jamaica, and she squeezed for a long time. "Mother, I want to take the dog back to the park," Jamaica said. "We'll go first thing in the morning," her mother smiled. Why do you think her mother smiled when she said that they would go to the park first thing in the morning? Well, I'm sure she does like the park, but I think she's smiling because she's proud of Jamaica. Why would she be proud of Jamaica right then? Because Jamaica wants to take the dog back to the park. Jamaica ran to the park house and she plopped the stuffed dog down on the counter. I found this by the slide, she told the young man. Oh, hi. Aren't you the girl who gave me the hat last night? Yes, said Jamaica, feeling hot all around her ears. You sure do find a lot of things. I'll put it on the lost and found shelf. Jamaica stood watching him. Is that all? He asked. You didn't find anything else, did you? No, that's all. She stayed to watch him put the dog on the shelf behind him. I'm sure some little girl or boy will come in after it today. A nice little dog like that, the young man said. Jamaica ran outside. She didn't feel like playing alone. There was no one else at the park but her mother, who sat on a bench. Then Jamaica saw a girl and her mother cross the street to the park. Hi, I'm Jamaica. What's your name? She said to the girl. The girl let go of her mother's hand. Kristen, she said. Do you want to go climb the jungle gym with me, Kristen? Jamaica said. Those are nice words to try and make friends. Asking somebody their name and then asking them to play with you? It's a great way to make friends. Kristen ran toward Jamaica. Yes, but I have to find something first. What? Asked Jamaica. Kristen was bending under the slide. What did you lose? Said Jamaica. Edgar dog. I brought him with me yesterday, and now I can't find him, Kristen answered. Was he kind of gray with black ears? Jamaica couldn't keep from shouting. Come along with me. So what was Kristen looking for under the slide? The stuffed dog. Did you catch the dog's name? It was Edgar. Nice listening ears. The young man in the park house looked over the counter at the two girls. Now what have you found? He asked Jamaica. But this time, Jamaica didn't drop anything onto the counter. Instead, she had her biggest smile. I found the girl who belongs to that stuffed dog. Jamaica was almost as happy as Kristen, who took Edgar Dog in her arms and gave him a big welcome back hug. Why do you think Jamaica is smiling so big at the end of this book? I think she's very proud of herself for turning that dog in and realizing that it belonged to somebody else. And seeing how happy Kristen was to get that dog, Edgar, back, I think made Jamaica happy too. I think the reason Jamaica didn't feel very good after dinner and didn't want to dry the pots and pans, I think the reason she didn't feel good is because she felt guilty. She knew she had done something that wasn't right. What was the problem in this book? Jamaica kept something she shouldn't. Her feelings changed, though. She didn't end up feeling guilty. She ended up feeling proud of herself. Why? She did the right thing. She took the dog to the lost and found. Thank you for reading this book with me.